92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
We've been doing these second date updates for quite a while now, and we've had people meet in all types of places. But I don't think we've ever had a couple meet at circus class before.
Oh, that is
That's
awesome.
where the girl who met the guy that she wants to call in today's second date update apparently met him at circus class. I picture just her waiting outside of a tiny little car with like 15 guys getting out of it, and he was like the fifth, and then they made eye contact, and she knew that he was the one that had her heart. Her name is Kayla. Kayla, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Good. First of all, where do you sign up for circus class? I'm very interested, actually.
There are circus schools everywhere. It's like everyone's all about like fun fitness. So, you
Right.
know, it's like fun fitness.
So this is, you're doing this for fun. It's not your profession.
No. It's definitely like I can't bring myself to like run or go to the gym. So this is my
So you
alternative.
do circus class.
Rad.
Good. I'm glad you're not trying to start an office romance at the circus and date one of the other circus employees. That would be very bad. Drama in the circus is not good.
Right.
All right. What's this guy's name?
Tim.
And how'd you meet Tim?
Well, I met him really briefly in class. It's a really busy class, so it's hard to like socialize. But we were in the same group together, and I didn't exactly see what happened, but I turned and heard like everyone had gasped, and then he was on the floor. So I guess he fell off the trapeze.
Oh,
Oh, that's a big deal. I mean, what about the net? You guys have a net, right, under the trapeze?
It wasn't a super high trapeze. We had a mat under him.
So was
Okay.
he hurt badly?
He hit his head on the ground. He probably rumbled his brain a little bit, but he's fine. The instructor had a bunch of other students on his hands, so I just grabbed ice for him and kind of took care of him for a little while.
You saw that as you're in, didn't you? Like, you were like, this is it. This is when I'm going to make my move.
I've been in class for a while, and actually that happened to me a couple weeks ago, so I got it.
All right. Was he doing okay while you took care of him, or was he kind of messed up?
Yeah, no, he was fine. He actually kept telling me to, like, leave. I think that he was, a little embarrassed maybe from falling, but I just kept an eye on him and gave him some ice and all that stuff, and we were getting along pretty well. And then he asked me if I wanted to get drinks after class.
Nice.
Oh, that's
And did you
awesome.
say yes to that?
Yes, he's very cute, and honestly, I didn't feel very comfortable leaving him alone for hours after class, so keeping an eye on him that way.
That's a good way. That's a good way to get a date. Just be like, hey, I have a head injury. If you leave me, I could die. Do you want to go to a bar and hang out? Because if you don't, and then I pass away, it's on your hands. Is that kind of, that's kind of how you felt about that. That's a good way to get a date.
Not exactly, but there was a layer of concern for sure.
Yeah, because there's nothing better to follow up a concussion than alcohol. How did drinks go?
It was great. We had really good conversation. We seemed to have a lot of the same interests beyond circus. There was a moment he went to the restroom and he was gone for a really long time. It was probably like 10 minutes.
Okay.
That's a long time to be in the bathroom.
Right.
No, not for a dude.
Just because of what had happened in class, I got nervous, so I asked a guy to go in and check on him, and he was totally fine.
And did he mention that the guy went to check on him?
Yeah, the guy I sent in there came out before Tim, and he told me that he was just taking like a really long,
Oh, so he was doing that.
On a
That's
first date?
weird to do when you hang out with somebody right away. Sometimes when you have to do it, you have no choice. But when you're in that situation as a guy, I know you definitely try to make it as quick as possible. Not pull out your phone and start playing a video game, and 20 minutes later you come back to the table.
It was 10. And if he hadn't have just fallen on his head, then I definitely wouldn't have even thought twice.
Right.
I was just concerned.
What did he say when he came out of the bathroom and he knew that you had sent in someone to check on him?
We didn't talk about it. It was an unspoken
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
embarrassment.
Especially because of what he was doing in there. And now you both know that he was taking it to.
But wouldn't everybody know you were taking it to if you spent 10 minutes inside of a public restroom? Like, what else? What other options are there to do for 10 minutes?
He could be concussed. I don't know if he nodded off or something.
Yeah, under other circumstances, you'd know what he was doing.
No.
But if he hit his head and he wandered in there, then you're not sure. I get what you're saying.
And I would leave him be.
Yeah.
Right. I just don't get why he'd be embarrassed when it would be obvious what he was doing.
Because you don't want to be taking a dump on your first date.
Well, then don't go to the bathroom for 10 minutes. Make it quick.
I don't think he was expecting to go on a date after class.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like you guys had planned this date and he had a chance to clear everything out before heading out on the town with you. So why do you think he's not calling you back then?
Well, it's not even that he's not calling me back. We agreed that we would go out again after class, and he just hasn't been in class for the last week.
And how many classes have you guys had? Like 1, 2?
I was supposed to have seen him twice already, and he hasn't been in either class. And I've called him, and he hasn't called me back, but I just haven't seen him at all.
Wow.
And I don't know if he's just not into circus anymore, or if maybe his concussion took a bigger toll and he's taking some time off.
Let's find out. We're going to play a song, come back, call him, and get your second date update, okay?
Okay, awesome.
Okay, hold on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Right in the middle of a second date update. If you're just joining us, Kayla is on the phone, and today she wants to call a guy named Tim. They met at circus class. Apparently, she's not actually trying to be in the circus, but she goes there for workouts. I guess it's a good workout to do these circus classes. But she met the guy when he accidentally fell off the trapeze and hit his head, and she was the one to help nurse him back to health. And then they actually went out for drinks right after that and enjoyed some good conversation and everything else. She said there was an awkward moment when he went to the bathroom for about 10 minutes. And she sent somebody to go in and check on him because he was gone for so long. She was concerned maybe he had a concussion or something, but he was just in there doing his business for a really long time. And it was awkward because now he knows that she knows exactly what he was doing. But she hasn't been able to get a hold of him. She's called him, and he hasn't shown up to circus class, so she thinks he might be ditching her. Kayla, are you ready for your second date update?
I am ready.
I do want to let you know for this one because it's a special case because he did hit his head. I actually called ahead and figured out what the reason is.
What?
Yeah. And
That
I'm
kinda
sorry to
ruins-
inform you, he has passed on.
No!
He is no longer with us because of hitting his head when he fell off the trapeze. His parents actually blame you, and they told me to expect a lawsuit and to have that on your conscience the rest of your life, okay? So thank you very much for the second date update. You have a good one, you murderer. All right. Ready to call him?
Well, I guess now I am.
Yeah, now any news is good news, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to dial this phone number right now.
Hello.
Hey, can I speak to Tim, please?
Yes, this is Tim.
Tim, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Good. Who is this?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio program. I'm calling you today because one of our listeners emailed us about you.
Okay.
Her name is Kayla. Kayla recently met you at a circus trapeze class kind of workout thing.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, well, Kayla emailed us because she said she really enjoyed meeting you, but also that she hasn't seen you at the circus class since you guys went out for drinks. So she asked if we could get you on the phone and find out why.
Oh, I'm sorry. She wants... What does she want?
She wants to know why you're not calling her back, and also why you haven't shown up to the circus class. She feels like you're ditching her.
No, I'm not. I'm not ditching her.
You aren't?
Really?
No, not at all. I
Okay.
mean, she's a cool girl, but I just haven't been going to class lately.
Is it because you hit your head?
How do you know about that?
I know because Kayla told us about it. She told us all about how she met you at the circus class and how you guys had drinks after. And I guess she's confused why you aren't showing up to class anymore and won't call her back because she really would like to see you again.
Wow, it's a little crazy. Not like I blew her off.
But you understand how it would feel that way, especially since you guys made plans to go get drinks next time you had class together.
Well, it was more or less her idea. I don't necessarily remember if I committed to that, though.
Okay. So you didn't commit to seeing her again. Why haven't you shown up to class? Is it because she's there?
Well, it was, I have a very vague recollection of the whole night. It was very traumatic.
Really? Was it? Were you really injured very badly from falling off the trapeze?
Well, I mean, it was like a 10, 15-foot fall.
Dang.
And there were a lot of people concerned, Okay.
All right. Why don't you want to hang out with her again?
I don't know. She's a great girl. It's just that, there were some other things that kind of happened that night, that I didn't want to be misleading.
You don't want to be misleading? About what?
Just things happen, it's just kind of my business, my personal stuff.
Right. I don't want to get, too into your business. Is it something bad that you don't want to talk about?
It's not bad. This is just alarming, I'm just surprised that she would go through all of this to get a hold of me.
Right. So it's a lot of work. So is there anything that you could tell us? Anything, I'd appreciate it.
Okay, fine. I'll tell you guys, it's just that a lot of people came up to me that night, and, there was another girl in the class who I had exchanged numbers with, and she expressed an interest in me, and while I was on the date with Kayla, I was getting text messages from this other girl.
Okay, so you're dating another girl from that circus class?
Well, I don't know if I would call it dating, and it's not just her. There was a couple other people in the class that I'm seeing right now.
Who knew you could slay so badly in a circus class?
Wow. You're dating a bunch of people from the circus class?
I'm going on a lot of dates with people that were concerned about me that night.
Oh my God.
So you're using... Hey, dude, you know what? I like your style. Use the head injury to score dates.
Well, it wasn't... I didn't do it on purpose or anything. It just kind of...
But you totally
for sure.
played it up once
why
you
not?
started getting hot chicks trying to take care of you.
Why not use the sympathy card? I get it.
Oh, my God.
So you guys can understand now, it'd be weird for me to go back to circus class with all these women around that I'm seeing.
Yeah, for sure. No, I totally get it. If you're dating everybody that's in the circus class that was concerned about you after you hit your head, I can understand you not wanting to go back there and get caught up in some sort of angry circus battle.
Don't block yourself.
Right, for your affection.
And I would totally call Kayla back. I just have to let everything run its course.
All right, cool. Well, you know what? You don't even need to wait to call her back because she's actually on the other line listening.
What? You're kidding me, right?
Tim, I was actually worried about you. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know if it was, more severe than it was that night. You weren't calling me back at all. I was worried.
Kayla, I appreciate your concern. You're very wonderful.
You really don't need to say those things.
Kayla, you're a really nice girl. I mean, you've obviously gone through all this trouble. I was just kind of, weighing my options.
I can't believe that you just wouldn't even call me back and let me know what was going on. I was actually concerned about you, and you let me believe that we had this great night, and I was expecting to hear back from you. You could have at least told me you weren't interested.
No, I am interested. It's just that,
No, you're not interested.
I am. It's just
no, you're
right
not.
Now,
it really doesn't matter anymore because I'm not interested in you.
Oh!
Tim, can I ask, are you being honest with all these women that you're dating that you're not, looking for a relationship?
I mean, it's not about being honest or anything. I'm just dating. It's just if they call me, I hang out, we go out with them. It's not really...
I called you and you didn't call me back.
Well, I was going to call you back. Is Friday? Are you available Friday, Kayla?
No, I'm not.
Slick.
How about Saturday?
No, I'm not available to go out with you ever.
Kayla, are you positive?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Because I have to ask him no matter what. Tim, would you like to go out on a second date with Kayla? She's not available this Friday or Saturday, like she said. But I will pay for another date for you guys to go out of your choosing.
Absolutely.
There you go, Kayla.
He sounds like he's a really wanted guy. I mean, there's got to be something cool about him, right?
Do you hear that, Kayla? I mean, do you really want to go out with someone that no one wants?
Oh my God.
Yeah, Kayla. He's in demand, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really not interested in any particular kind of douchebag.
Any particular? Okay, so
Sorry.
just no douchebags work for you at all?
No
All right.
douchebags work for me.
That's a
Okay,
pretty
sorry,
good
Tim.
line.
You could have got a date if you weren't a douchebag.
Okay, I take offense to that just because, I hit my head and girls came to my aid. I'm in high demand right now. I'm just capitalizing on this.
I like how the hitting your head was the best thing to ever happen to you, Tim.
It was, actually.
No, saying that makes you a douchebag.
All right, well, Tim, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you. I'm sorry, Kayla.
It's all right, I don't care.
Kayla, thank you very much for agreeing to do the second date update in your email and everything.
course.
All right. And the next time somebody gets a head injury in your class, do not help them.
Just ignore them.
Yep. You've learned your lesson.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592 that says, suddenly people all over will start throwing themselves from a trapeze this weekend. That's right. If you missed today's second date update, it was a weird place to meet, but this girl, Kayla, met a guy named Tim at this circus class that she goes to, kind of uses a workout thing. He fell from the trapeze, hit his head. She felt bad for him. They went out. He wasn't calling her back. And the reason that he wasn't calling her back, he's suddenly dating, sounds like everybody in the circus class, because once he hit his head, all the girls in there were like, oh my God, are you okay? Here's my number. Call me if you need anything. And now he's been dating a bunch of girls.
Well,
just basically girls that have taken pity on him from hitting his head in the trapeze class. Who knew that would work?
It's kind of genius because I've actually been to a trapeze class before, and the male to female ratio is really on your guys' side.
Yeah, I bet it is.
All the girls are like, oh, is he okay?
Suddenly, every dude that's listening is like Googling circus classes so that they can get on a trapeze and then hit their head, get a concussion. But hey, you get a concussion, but you still get a lot of dates. She, of course, didn't want to go out with him again because now he's dating everybody on the planet because he hit his head.
She'd do the same thing if the tables were turned.
Absolutely.
Let's be honest.
Remember, if you want a second date update, just email the show. We will call the person that didn't call you back.
Move it. Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
It's important to be a good friend.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, that friend ruins your chance at getting some action. Then you should cut them out of your life. That's what I think. And in today's second date update, that's exactly what it sounds like happened to Jay, who's on the phone right now. Jay wants to call a girl named Michelle, and she's not calling him back after one of his friends apparently ruined his date.
Uh-oh.
How you doing, Jay?
I'm doing all right now, guys.
Why don't you tell us what happened?
Well, I met Michelle online.
Okay.
So I saw her profile, and her profile did stand out to me a little bit because, she just came off as so, I don't know, down to
Willing?
earth and that.
Willing? Oh, down to earth. Okay, sorry. I thought
That's
you were going.
almost
I
the
thought you were
same
going
thing,
willing
yeah.
on that one, but
It's like, that's what I go for.
that's what I usually look for in a woman.
Dude, it's actually kind of refreshing to hear a guy say that her profile stood out not because of how much boob she had in the picture.
Yeah, it's because I like the fact that she had, a lot of pictures with her family. But the truth is, she also had a really nice set of boobs, too. So I can't
She had
deny that.
everything that you were looking for.
Just when my faith
The
was
whole
renewed.
package.
So she seems like she's normal. She seems like a nice girl. So I messaged her, and she messaged me back, and we kind of hit it off. And we messaged back and forth for a couple of weeks, and we set up a date, finally.
Cool.
Now, what'd you do on the date? Your email said that your friend actually ruined it for you.
Well, it was a first date, so we decided to do just something like, low pressure, casual, just to meet up for drinks at a bar after work.
Mm-hmm.
So I was getting ready to go and meet her, and then one of my coworkers, who's a friend as well, he comes and tells me this awful story about how he just got dumped by his girlfriend.
Okay, so
that
you guys
sucks.
are at work and he's giving you a sob story.
Yeah, I mean, he was actually pretty devastated. Like, he was like crying and stuff.
Oh,
man,
poor
that's
guy.
So you're like, hey, yeah, your story's cool and everything, but I got a date right now with a girl who will hopefully be my girlfriend. Yeah. You're standing in my way.
Well, there's definitely a part of me that was thinking that, but I couldn't leave him. I mean, he was literally crying. I just couldn't just like bail on him. So I was like panicking a little bit. I'm like, what am I going to do? I can't abandon him. So I texted Michelle and I asked her, listen, my friend, he just got dumped. Is it okay if I bring him along? You know?
Oh, why wouldn't you just reschedule with her?
Yeah,
that
wasn't
seems
smart.
No kidding.
Looking back, maybe, but it's just like our schedules were like so conflicting for so long. It's taken me 2 weeks just for us to get together. So I really wanted this to happen. And I just thought this, like, he would come along, we would have a few drinks, and we would be able to just like break away, and like he would go home, and that would be fine,
Right. Was she cool about you bringing him along?
She said, yeah. So we went up and we met and we all had some drinks. And every time I thought we were going to break away and pull the cord and...
Ditch the single loser. Get rid of that chump.
Get rid of the third wheel.
Yeah.
Just like he was, he just kept breaking down. Like we could not... It's horrible to say it. We just couldn't shake him.
So he was
that
like
sucks.
crying when you guys were out drinking.
He was sobbing, yeah.
Oh,
and at this point, he was kind of like this whimperish sobbing. I mean, what do you do?
That's awkward.
loved
Was she
going
trying to
to
comfort him
bars.
too?
She was just trying not to say anything that would make things worse.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
She doesn't know the guy, so
Yeah.
she was just trying to say, just be all neutral and just be like, it's going to be okay. And
I guess you'd probably get points because you look like a really caring friend, which is always a positive. But were you ever able to just talk to her?
yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, after like 2 hours, she was pretty much kind of like, she just said, I got to get going. She needed to go. And I was like, all right.
Man.
So I'm guessing your date ended with a passionate kiss right in front of this guy. No?
He started crying more.
It was like the awkward kind of like shoulder bump hug thing. Like it was just a polite hug goodbye.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And have you heard from her since the date?
Well, what I did was when I finally got home that night, I sent her a text asking her if we could try it again. Just hit the reboot button, reset button, and just try it again, just the two of us this time.
Yeah.
And she texted back that she didn't think it was going to work out or it was a good idea.
Oh,
Really? That
no.
sucks.
I mean that's kind of messed up though. She's blaming you for.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not an ideal situation. I get it, but you think that she'd give you another chance.
Yeah, at least one.
Yeah, I thought she would kind of see the whole thing that I was trying to do the right thing for my friend. And I even texted her asking her, like, is there a reason why? Like, if she could just, like, at least tell me why. But she never even texted me back after that.
So that's all you've heard from her. I don't think it's going to work out.
Right. Yeah, that was the last thing I heard from her. And she never got back to me. And now I'm like, man, I spent 2 weeks. We really connected online. We had the chemistry. And it's like I just blew it.
Have you murdered your coworker yet?
Well, it's like his girlfriend dumping him, like, kind of ruined two relationships.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
You two can cry together now at your cubicles at work. All right.
I don't want to. That's the thing. I really don't want to. I really want to make this work.
Okay, well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and then get your second date update, all right?
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, man. Hold on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
I'm actually surprised that the guy that's on the phone to do a second date update today isn't getting a call back because normally uncontrollable crying on a first date always works for me. But then again, it usually happens in the bedroom, and they never made it to the bedroom. They were just in a bar. So you should have had your date in a bedroom, Jay, and it might have worked out better for you.
I'll try to keep that in mind for
All
next
right,
time.
good.
I appreciate the advice.
If you're just tuning in and don't know what I'm talking about, Jay went out with a girl named Michelle that he met online. The only problem was right before he was about to go on his date, a coworker friend of his came up to him and said that his girlfriend left him. And he was like in tears and everything else. And so Jay was like, all right, well, you can come along with me. He asked the girl if it was okay to bring the dude. She was like, sure. And I think Jay was hoping that the guy would eventually get lost. But instead, he spent 2 hours with them on Jay's first date with this girl, crying and sobbing and just talking about how his life was over because his relationship ended. And she hasn't talked to Jay since. except for telling him that it's not going to work out. Mm-hmm. All right, Jay, you ready to get her on the phone?
Yes, definitely.
Maybe she just realized that relationships aren't worth it, and it's better to be single than put yourself through that heartache.
Or maybe she got his number instead of yours, and they've been seeing each other ever since. She felt bad for him.
That'd be a smooth move by that guy if he could get a date after crying for 2 hours.
That sounds like the greatest scheme ever. If he did that, I'd let him have her.
You actually commend him for it. All right, I'm going to dial her phone number right now. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Michelle, please?
This is Michelle.
Hey, Michelle, how are you? This is Jubal from Brook and Jubal in the Morning.
Brook and Jubal, like the radio show?
Yeah, just like that. How are you?
Well, I'm much better now. What are you guys doing calling me?
Nothing, just calling people that you listen to the show. That's cool. We're just calling to check in with people, see how they're doing.
It's part of our service.
Yeah, right.
I'm actually calling you because somebody emailed us about you.
Oh, God. Tell me this is not a freaking second date update.
I'd love to do that, but it is a second date update.
Oh, God.
And you recently went out with a guy named Jay.
Oh, my God. You're calling me about Jay?
Yes, I am. Jay emailed us and told us about your date. Said that it was really awkward because his coworker came along. And then after the date, he texted you like, hey, I'm sorry about that. We should try it again. And you texted him back that you weren't interested.
Yeah, that's... I can't believe that he told you all that.
Well, he obviously liked you a lot and wants to see you again. Yeah. So what's the reason that you told him it wouldn't possibly work?
Well, he told you how the friend came along, right?
Yes, he did. He said his coworker showed up and cried pretty much the whole time.
Yeah. Is that not enough?
So is that the only reason that you're not calling him back, because of his coworker?
No, the coworker cried the whole time, and to comfort him, he started saying horrible things about the girl. I mean, she wasn't even there to defend herself, and he's like, well, you know, she was kind of fat, so you can do better. I mean,
Wait,
wow.
while I was there.
He was trash-talking his coworker's ex?
Yes. He was like, oh, you can do better. I mean, she has a nice set of boobs, but that's all.
And he was saying this in front of you, and what were you doing?
I was like, yeah, I hope it gets better for you. There's more out there.
But can't you give him, I mean, you could throw him a bone on that one. It's not like you've never comforted a girlfriend by talking about what a loser her ex was.
Bro talk.
On a date?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
Circumstances were bad.
I wouldn't say that in front of another girl. I'd be like, oh, dude, she's a waste.
Saying horrible, like she had man hands, you don't want her. I mean... And then the part where I was like, okay, I need to leave is when they started asking me for friends, because the best way to get over someone is to get under someone else.
So he was asking if you had any friends that his buddy could hook up
Hey,
with.
can you call somebody and get them here right away
Oh my god.
so that maybe he can sleep with someone?
Really?
Yeah, that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to see you later.
He actually asked you if you had a friend that would sleep with him.
Yes. And could I get them on the phone right now?
Oh my god.
That is...
What
that
was your
is-
response to that?
I was horrified and disgusted, and I tried to extricate myself from the situation and said I need to leave.
Was there, like, anything enjoyable about the date?
I mean, it was funny on the outside. I'm glad I wasn't, emotionally involved at that point.
Did you ever for once think about a friend, you're like, oh, I bet you she'd do it, and then almost call them?
No,
No, not at all.
can't even go there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Michelle, I know that it sounds like you're a listener to the show, and I don't know how many second date updates you listen to, but maybe you forgot that Jay is actually on the other line listening right now.
No, I figured that was coming. I'm glad that he got to hear all that.
Oh, okay. Jay,
Well,
you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
pretty harsh recap, Jay.
Listening to what she just said, I can't believe she's like saying this kind of stuff.
I can't believe that I was on the first date with you and you solicited one of my friends for sex.
Or tried to.
No, that's not what I did. That's not what I did. I was consoling my friend. That's what I was doing. It's called consoling your
The
friend.
way you went about it was not in a nice way. You have to know your audience, and I was there. It wasn't just the guys talking. And I'm glad that I got to see that side of you before I ventured in on a real date. So,
Well, haven't you ever had a friend who just got dumped? I mean, haven't you ever broken up with a guy?
Yes, and we go
Haven't
get
you ever
ice
been
cream,
dumped?
and we watch a sad movie, and I say, "Oh, sweetie, it'll get better. There are better ones out there."
Just wait a minute, though. But, like, you're telling me you've never had, and you don't know any of your friends who've ever had a casual, just a hookup after breaking up, just to feel better about themselves? You tell me
You might end
don't know
up doing
feeling
that,
yourself.
but you don't go on a first date and ask your date to help you on that venture.
I was just trying to, like, get you involved so you didn't feel left out. That's
You
all.
were trying well. I did not feel left out, so thank you.
Don't you just want to maybe apologize, though, and just say the timing was bad?
No. I mean, this is like, we got to be realistic. She knows what's going on out there. I mean, don't be such a prude.
Okay, well, you're being a jackass, and I don't want to have anything to do with you. We're not made for each other. Great. And you were just a jackass, so I hope nobody goes out with you ever again. Yay.
Well, this would be a perfect time for me to ask. Michelle, would you like to go on a second date with Jay?
It's never the perfect time.
Let me think. No.
No. Are you sure?
I'm very sure. Thanks so much.
Okay. Michelle, do you have a friend who's a little loose on the moral side that would want to go out with him?
Well, you guys seem very loose on the moral side. Why don't you jump on in there?
All right.
She has a
Hey,
point.
Jay, I'm sorry you didn't get a second date, but it is like you just went through a breakup, and I will sleep with you to help you feel better.
Oh my God.
I'm going to have to say that that's a no.
Oh, that's too bad.
You just got rejected.
I just
man.
got turned down, too.
On a second date.
Everybody's getting turned down, and nobody's getting laid over it.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Quick word of advice for all the gentlemen out there dating. If you're out on a date, do not badmouth women the whole time. And then ask your date if she has a friend who's pretty easy and would hook up with one of your friends.
Isn't it weird that you
I
have to
shouldn't have
actually
to say that.
Yeah.
I should not have to say that, but unfortunately I
Yeah.
do. It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning. I'm talking about today's second date update. This guy, Jay, wanted us to call a girl, Michelle, that he went out on a date with. The problem with his date was that right before he was going on it, one of his buddies that he works with came up to him, pretty much sobbing, heartbroken. He had just broken up with his girlfriend, and it's like right before he was leaving. So he asked his date, hey, can I bring my coworker along? He'll just be there for a little while, and then he'll go on his way, but he's having a tough time. And she was cool about it. She was like, sure, bring him along. Well, it turns out, after we got her on the phone and she told us the story, that during that time, while they were trying to console his coworker, he actually was just like bad mouthing the guy's ex-girlfriend, like saying horrible things about her in front of this girl. And then also stopped to ask the girl that he was on a date with if she had a friend who was, you know, easy enough and willing to sleep with this dude in order to help him get over his girlfriend. Like, hey, you know the best way to get over somebody is to hook up with somebody, right? So, do you have any friends out there who might just, you can call them up right now, they'll come over to the restaurant, they can go to the bathroom real quick and get things done?
And I like how,
surprisingly, she didn't like that.
yeah, I mean, it wasn't a look into what could happen if they ever broke up or anything, or how he handles his
Yeah,
own
of
relationships,
course.
you
Not
know?
at all.
He's gonna call her fat and everything.
Right. He didn't understand why she didn't want to go out with him again. But a lot of people texting in at 78592 understand exactly why she didn't want to go out with him again. Remember, if you want to go out with somebody, if you've been out with somebody and they haven't called you back, just email the show, brookandjubal at moving925.com. We will call the person who didn't call you back.
Need LASIK? Trust the experienced team at the LASIK Center at Evergreen Eye Center. No glasses, no contacts, no limits. What will you do? LASIK at evergreen.com.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
The guy on the phone for today's second date update is named Jake. And Jake, I suspect, is a master dater.
Oh, really? Why's that?
Well, because, you know, normally in dating, you don't want to seem too eager.
Uh-huh.
There's like the 2-day rule where you're going to wait a couple days before you contact them. Some people right away start texting and they get way too excited and then it scares off the other person.
Oh, I hate that 2-day rule, but okay.
That's me. Yeah, I scare people off.
Yeah, well, not Jake. Jake is really good at it. Apparently, he waits a little longer than 2 days.
Oh.
And the timing, I believe, is going to be perfect. Because Jake waits 2 years.
What?
To contact the person that he wants to get together with. Jake, I see what you're doing, and I like it.
It's a slow play.
Yeah, it's all part of my master plan, you guys. It works every time.
Every time.
Every couple
Yeah,
of years.
You know,
Good.
he might go on one date every decade, but whatever.
Dude,
He gets it done.
Hope you never want to get married. At that rate, you're not going to propose for like 200 years.
Well, they say absence makes the heart grow fonder, so I kind of took that and ran with it, you know?
Yeah, I like
you
it.
did.
You do things in extremes. I can appreciate that, Jake. Why are you waiting 2 years to get a hold of the girl that you want to call today?
So I met this girl on a social website.
They had those 2 years ago?
They did, absolutely.
Yeah.
Whoa, okay. Wow.
And I assume you guys went out 2 years ago.
Yes. So I connected with this girl on the phone. We actually met up for a date, and I love to golf. And I go to the driving range almost every weekend. Come to find out, this girl had never, ever held a club or definitely never hit a ball before. So I was super excited to take her to the driving range.
Okay.
That could go really well or really horribly.
Absolutely, but fun nonetheless.
Okay, yeah,
so
true.
always
Horrible is fun. Yeah.
You know, she was excited to learn, so it was an exciting date, to say the least. We get there. I get us a big bucket of balls, and as soon as I grab this bucket of balls, I see this older gentleman kind of staring at us from off in the distance.
And you were like, screw her, I want to date the older gentleman.
No.
And you ended up...
Not at all, buddy.
Oh,
I was thinking, does this guy checking me out, or is he checking my date out? Because she was looking really good.
okay, so you
Okay.
fought an old guy at the driving range
No.
because he was looking at your date.
No, I did not try to fight him.
Damn, okay.
So
Well,
what
this is not exciting to me anymore.
Oh, come
No,
on.
I'm really curious. What does he have to do with your guys' night?
So check this out. So I find us a good tee, and I'm knocking some balls. I'm showing her how to hit, and then I get behind her, and I'm showing her how to swing, of course, right? It's our
Yeah.
first date. So this guy starts getting closer and closer.
Weird.
How is he getting closer? Like, I picture like a cartoon character, like hiding behind poles and then moving to the closer
Next
one next to you.
T-box.
Listen, because he started off at his car, and now he's inside the place where we are, and he's only like 5 booths over, which it's not really that far away.
Yeah.
Okay.
And every time I look over, he's looking over. So I am getting
Weird.
a big creepy vibe from this guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So am I.
So now we're finished hitting our bucket of balls, and he comes up to us, and I'm like, oh boy, here we go.
Uh-oh.
This is not going to be good.
Yep, it's about time to beat down an old man.
Come to find out, he's not a creepy old man. He is a father spying on his daughter, which is the girl I'm taking out on our first date.
What? It
Whoa.
was her dad?
Wait, and she didn't say anything? Like her dad's over there staring at you guys and she didn't give you like a heads up?
And did her dad confront you?
He definitely confronted me. He introduced himself, and he said, listen, I don't think that's very gentlemanlike of you on your first date to be standing behind my daughter like that.
Oh,
Come
man.
on, man.
Oh my God. Let the woman
Wow.
live her life. Raise your daughter to be
Yeah.
independent and strong willed so she can make her own damn decisions, Dad.
Yeah.
So what'd you say?
Well, to be honest with you, I just gave him the respect that he deserved. It was his daughter, and obviously it left a bad taste in my mouth. Now, this girl called me for a couple weeks, and I never answered the phone.
Yeah, why
Right.
would you?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to get involved in that.
I wouldn't want to deal with that either.
Pretty dramatic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
I stopped taking her phone calls, and yeah, she called me for a couple weeks. I guess she had a good time.
I don't understand why now? Why are you going to try to call her back now, though? You think the dad died or something over the course of 2 years?
Man, no. Something amazing happened in my family. My sister had a baby, and she actually had a little girl. So now I have a beautiful little precious niece.
Oh, cute.
Okay, congratulations.
Yeah, and you know what? I am so protective of this little kid,
Okay.
and it
Okay.
has me thinking. I understand now why her father, this girl's father, was so protective of his daughter.
Oh, give me a break.
No, really, I totally get it, really.
Wow.
Okay.
So wait,
Good.
having a niece has made you realize what was going through a weirdo dad's head.
I guess I can kind of relate. I'm very protective, so he's protective, and I get it.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
Makes sense.
So yeah, I know it's been 2 years, and it's kind of a long time, but I feel like I at least owe her that much. Give her that opportunity to just say what she had to say, and, you know, she deserves that much.
Yeah, I can see that.
Well, we'll play a song, and I'll call her father to get permission to talk to her on the phone. And then we'll come back and get your second date update, all right?
All right, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
You know, today's second date update reminds me of a movie that I saw on the internet one time.
Really?
It was called Daddy Like to Watch.
Oh my God, no.
Different.
Oh my God, no.
Completely different storyline.
Oh, gross.
A lot of similar characters, though. There was a guy dating a daughter and then a father. Anyway, we'll just get right in
Wow.
to today's
wow.
second date update. Jake is on the phone with us, and he wants to call a girl named Teresa. He actually went out with Teresa over 2 years ago. They went to the driving range. The thing was, her dad had followed them and showed up to the driving range and also came up to him after and was like, hey, I don't think it's very appropriate that you were touching my daughter. Because I guess at one point he was like trying to show her how to swing. He was, you know, basically using it as an excuse.
Yeah, the classic.
To touch the dude's daughter.
Yeah.
But anyway, he came up and confronted him, and Jake ignored her phone calls after that and hasn't talked to her in 2 years, and he wants to call her and apologize for not at least answering her call and ask her out on another date.
How are you going to do this? I mean, are you going to go into the fact that now you have a baby niece and you suddenly understand why her dad is so crazy possessive?
Yeah, I'm just really hoping that she's going to be open to just at least hearing me out. And who knows? We'll take it from there. But I really do think this girl is a great catch.
Okay. Well, I can send you a link to that video I was talking about, too.
Oh,
if
my
you're curious
gosh.
about watching that.
No, that's okay. I think I'm good, man.
Okay.
Well, we don't know how Jake's story is going to end yet. We'll see how possessive
That's
that father
true.
is.
Yeah, let's
so,
find out.
you know.
All right, Jake, I'm going to dial her phone number right now and see if we can get her on the phone. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, is this Teresa?
Yes?
Hey, Teresa, how are you? My name is Jubal from a radio show called Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Okay.
I'm actually calling you because one of our listeners emailed us to see if we could get you on the phone.
Wait, what?
Yeah. You been out on any dates in the last 2 to 5 years?
That's a snake question.
Okay. Well, are you currently dating anybody right now?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay. How serious is it?
why are you asking me this?
Well, you went out on a date with a dude 2 years ago, and he actually emailed us asking if we could get you on the phone because you guys stopped talking after that date.
What?
He basically ghosted you.
He ghosted you before the term ghost was even used
That's
as a dating
true.
term.
Pre-ghost.
That's a good point.
Who? Who is it?
His name is Jake.
Wait. No. It can't be the Jake I'm thinking of.
Well, if the Jake you're thinking of took you to the driving range, then that's the Jake we're talking about.
Oh my gosh. Serious?
Yep. He emailed us and said that he would like us to get in contact with you because he feels bad for not answering your phone calls.
What? After 2 years?
Yeah.
Apparently
he said he's
he's
been
been
thinking about it.
Really stewing on this one for a while.
Oh my gosh.
Is that cool to you or is that creepy?
That's weird. That's crazy.
Like crazy like a good thing or crazy like you think he's crazy?
Crazy like I cannot believe this is happening right now. This is weird.
Well, it's happening, and Jake is the person who didn't call you back.
Yeah.
And we already know the reason for that. It was because he told us that your dad followed you guys and kind of confronted him after.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Which I
But-
cannot believe your dad did that. Oh,
Oh, yeah, you don't know my dad.
yeah.
So what's happening with Jake? Like, he wants to talk to me? What's going on?
He does want to talk to you, and he's actually on the other line.
Hi, Teresa.
Oh, my gosh.
Sorry, I'm a little late on the call back.
2 years.
A little.
A little bit.
Sorry, is this for real?
Yes.
You're not playing a joke on me, are you?
No, we're not playing a joke on you. Jake is a listener to our show. He emailed us and said he wanted to get in contact with you after 2 years.
Why? It's been 2 years. Why are you calling me now?
Look, I really just wanted to apologize to you. I do feel horrible. I think this is so immature of me that I did not answer your phone call. I feel really bad. I just want to say that I am sorry. I was immature, and you deserve much, much better than that, Teresa. I'm so sorry.
Wow. Well said.
Dude, Teresa, you just got the apology that I think millions of women are looking for after being ghosted after a date.
Yeah. Thanks for saying that, Jake. I appreciate it.
Whoa.
Yeah, like I said, I just feel really bad about the way the date ended because I really had a good time on our date. I think you have a terrific backswing. And
I have a terrible backswing.
well, listen, I can still help you improve that, but we'll get into that later. So I just want to touch base about, how the date ended and your father was kind of stalking us. And yes, it creeped me out. I think it would have creeped anybody out. That isn't your fault. And I at least should have gave you the opportunity to, to explain the situation to me. And I feel bad. It isn't your fault.
Thanks. I mean, I don't know if I was in your situation, if I really would have responded differently anyway. So I can't really hold that against you.
Well, thank you for understanding. Thank you so much.
So wait, Teresa, I mean, what are you feeling right now? Have you been thinking about Jake at all over the last 2 years?
Probably a lot more than you would imagine.
Really?
Wow.
Yes, that date, and again, not necessarily Jake's fault, but that was a kind of a big thing in my life because my dad, he'd never quite gone that far before, but he pulled a few things like that.
Uh-huh.
And after that, I stopped talking to my dad.
What?
Whoa. Wow, so I guess you have thought about
I-
Jake. Jake, you threw a rift in between her and her dad.
What did
No.
you do?
What do you have to say for yourself, Jake?
That is not
you have to
true.
understand.
Teresa, are you serious? You haven't talked to your dad?
No, I haven't. But that's an issue between me and my dad. I'd talked to him about boundaries and letting me live my life, and he did not listen to me. And that incident was beyond humiliating. And you have to understand that even if it hadn't happened on that date, it would have happened at some point. And
Whoa.
I had to draw a boundary.
Yeah, I know, but your dad, he just loves you and he's looking out for you,
He would have never, ever pulled that crap if I was a boy.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
And-
but you're
and
not a
that's-
boy. You're his little girl.
I'm not his little girl. I'm an adult woman.
Look, this may be kind of weird, but I just became an uncle, okay? My sister just had this beautiful little baby girl, and it's completely changed my life, Teresa. Like, all I want to do is protect this little girl, make sure that she is safe at all times. I would do anything, and it gave me, like, a glimpse into how your father feels about you.
Are you serious?
And that's why I feel so bad, because your father was just doing what a good father should do. He was
No.
looking out for his little girl.
No. There's a difference. I appreciate that he cares. I appreciate you understand. But there's a difference between caring and wanting someone to be safe and completely invading their life and overruling their own decisions. That's a different story.
You're right. He pushed it a little too far. He crossed the line. But everything he did was out of love and in your best interest. So you have to keep in touch with this guy. He's your father.
This is not your deal. This has nothing to do with you. This is something that happened between me and my dad, and I made this decision. You don't have to be his advocate. I have made this decision for myself.
Teresa, I'm not saying you need to call him and forgive him right away. All I'm saying is understand where he's coming from and give him a chance. Talk to him at least. I mean, you've got to talk to your father.
Do you really care about this much?
Yes, I really do. Because I understand now where he's coming from, Teresa. I get it.
Because you're an uncle.
Wait, okay, wait.
Yeah.
You guys went on one date, Jake. I mean, if Teresa doesn't want to talk to her dad anymore, that's her choice, right?
Yeah, but I just feel bad because I feel like it's kind of because of me, like I said. I don't know.
Jake, it's not because of you. This would have happened at some point. If it wasn't my date with you, it would have been my date with someone else or anything else.
Teresa, I have a favor to ask. And I know you don't owe me any favors, but listen, would you please just talk to your father and just let him just tell you how he feels? Maybe hear him out. And that's all I ask, please.
Teresa, how do you feel about this? Are you annoyed? Are you think that it's awesome? He's so...
It's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. I don't know. It's funny that he's bringing this up right now because I have been thinking about my dad a lot lately, and it is his birthday in a couple of weeks.
I was going to say, right now, that would make it like...
God, me too. I was like, what is
like-
happening?
Talk about everything aligning.
Yeah.
maybe that's the reason that we're reconnecting today. Maybe it's just to help you and your father reconnect also.
Hey.
I think you should give him a call.
You know what? I'm going to think about that.
All right.
Okay.
That's good.
Nice. All right.
Nice.
So is that what you're most excited about, Jake?
Yeah.
That's it. Goodbye.
Hey, Jake, now that you may have helped repair a family relationship, Teresa, would you like to go on a second date with Jake again? We'll pay for it. Or would you like me to pay for a date with your dad who you haven't talked to in a while?
Wait, are you asking me to choose between a date with my dad and a date with Jake?
Or you guys can all go out together again. But this time,
Oh my God.
you know it.
I did not expect this when I woke up this morning.
I bet.
I feel like it's important to be open to possibilities. And you know what? What is one date with Jake where my dad is not there?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, and don't talk to your dad beforehand. Wait until after you go on the date, because there could be a chance, you could be back in the same place.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592 that says, I can't wait to see how this plays out. Brooke and Jubal in the morning. I'm talking about today's second date update. If you missed it, Jake wanted to call Teresa. Actually, was a long time since they even talked. Excuse me, I'm getting all choked up. But they didn't end up going out again because her dad was super angry.
Yeah, he's
Like controlling dude with his daughter. And then we got her on the phone and found out that she actually stopped talking to her dad after they went out because she was tired of him trying to run her life.
Right, because she's an adult.
Yeah.
Totally.
And it was weird because Jake was like, no, you got to start talking to your dad again.
Yeah.
My sister has and I know what it is now. I have a niece. And so what he was doing was fine. And I feel bad about it and all this other stuff.
He's more concerned about her and the dad
Yeah,
than getting a date.
I think he wants to date her dad.
I think he wants to be someone's possessive father.
Yeah. So they decided to go out again, and I guess he's going to try to convince her to repair that relationship, whatever. Good luck to them. Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person that didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5.
Need LASIK? Trust the experienced team at the LASIK Center at Evergreen Eye Center. No glasses, no contacts, no limits. What will you do? LASIK at evergreen.com.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
I've always said dating is a lot like volleyball.
You have?
Yeah.
I've never heard that at all.
You know, you got a bump,
What?
set, and then spike. Right?
I don't get it.
Yeah. And if anybody knows about dating in volleyball, it's Joanna, who's on the phone for a second date update right now. Right, Joanna?
Yeah, I am here.
Yep.
Hey, guys.
I'm hoping it's
Joanna.
because you actually play volleyball.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
She knows a thing or two about
Okay.
bump setting and spiking. Am I right?
You are right.
Your email said you met the dude you want to call today playing volleyball.
I did, yes. We're on a rec league together.
He's your teammate, huh?
No. Actually, he's on the opposite team.
Oh, an
okay.
enemy.
Yeah. Does he French braid his hair too and put ribbons in it and then do lots of chants in the middle of the court?
No, he doesn't.
What's his name?
Brandon.
Brandon. Okay. And were you trying to sleep with Brandon in order to get the plays from the other team?
That playbook.
No, I was not.
Because that's what I would be doing. All right.
You play in some serious rec leagues,
I do,
Jubal.
I do.
Yeah, I mean, that is competitive.
I've had to do a lot of bad things,
Yeah.
but our record was pretty good. So,
Okay. Worth it.
how'd you end up scoring a date with Brandon if he's not on the same team as you?
Well, let me preface this by saying there's no ref in our rec league.
Okay.
So there was a questionable call, and it happened to be near me. So I said it was out. And immediately the opposing team went after me. Everyone was yelling, and it got pretty heated.
Dude, and seriously, rec leagues get so intense.
Oh, they do.
I mean, it's ridiculous. It's almost as if they think that they're in the Olympics.
Yeah, well, the teams were pretty chippy all night.
Whoa.
Okay, so you guys were heated.
Yes, definitely heated.
Well, that
Okay.
would make somebody get hot and bothered.
What?
Am I right? A little anger?
No, not exactly how it happens. But Brandon was part of he was in on it too. He was also yelling at me.
Oh my gosh, he was yelling at you?
Yeah, I mean, the whole team was mad at me because I said the ball was out, and they thought the ball was in. But it was clearly out. I was right there.
So wait, how did that lead to a date?
Well, somebody on the opposing team, because it got so heated, somebody called me a derogatory word.
Oh, wow.
Not appropriate.
So Brandon actually turned on his teammate and started arguing with him because the word was definitely over the line.
Yeah. So he was your knight in shining armor.
Well, it felt like that because the fight got so out of hand, Brandon punched the dude.
Wow, he punched his own
God.
teammate. I like how he's yelling at you, and then one of his friends pipes up and crosses the line. He's like, wait a second. And so he actually punched his own teammate.
Yes.
Wow.
Dude.
And I felt like he was kind of standing up for me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but the whole thing escalated, it sounds like, really quickly. Like, were you freaked out, or were you like, oh, dreamboat?
The whole, arguing between the teams didn't really bother me. But once Brandon punched the guy, I was like, basically, I've got to get out of here.
It just got real.
Yeah, it got pretty crazy. And basically, at that point, I just had to leave.
Okay, so how did you end up going out with Brandon, though?
So I see Brandon in the parking lot, and he confesses to me that he got kicked out of the league because he did that, because he punched the guy.
For you.
Oh.
He got kicked out of a co-ed rec league volleyball for you.
These things are so crazy. I mean, he probably ruined friendships, too.
Yeah, and if you know anything about these kind of leagues, it's devastating if you're kicked off the team.
I know. That shows how destined you two are to be together. That's amazing. And a beautiful story.
That's what I would say.
Okay. So what, in his tears in the parking lot, he asked you out?
No, actually, I gave him my number, and I said, we should get some coffee sometime. And he said, yeah, sure.
Okay, and did you actually get coffee?
Yes, we did. We had coffee, and...
Did anybody get punched in the face on this occasion?
No punching.
Okay.
But he was still, a little bit down, from being kicked out. So
What did he say about the punching incident?
he just felt bad about it, and he kind of regretted it because he didn't want to be kicked off the team. But the guy definitely shouldn't have said the word to me, so he kind of felt good about, taking matters into his own hands and literally and standing up for me.
Okay, so how did coffee go then?
I think that it went really well. I mean, I was cracking jokes and stuff, and Brandon's a really nice guy. He's really great, and I definitely was very attracted to him.
Okay.
And I didn't get the feeling that he punches people on a regular basis, which
that's
is good.
Another positive about Brandon.
Yeah.
So how did everything end then?
Well, I said, we should do this again. And he said, yeah. So I was texting him, and he basically hasn't texted me back, and it's been a week now.
Like nothing?
Nothing, no response at all. And I've texted him, several times.
And why do you think he's not calling you back if you thought everything went so great?
I couldn't think of anything except for he might think that I'm high maintenance.
Why?
Really?
What did you do?
Well, I sent my coffee back 2 times because it wasn't right. But, but I like my coffee, and it wasn't right, so I sent it back.
It does sound kind of high maintenance.
What wasn't right?
I mean, I guess it depends why you're sending it back. Were you sending it back because it wasn't exactly 184 degrees?
No, I was sending it back because it wasn't made properly, and that's just, if I order a coffee a certain way, then it should be made a certain way.
Yeah, not getting a high maintenance vibe from you at all on that.
If you like coffee, you know how you want things, you know what it should taste like, what it should look like. And so if it's not like that, you send it back.
Okay. Well, maybe that did it. We'll find out. We'll play a song, come back, and then call him and get your second date update, okay?
Okay.
All right, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Hey, Joanna, I never asked you this. Did you guys kiss at the end of your first date?
No, we didn't. But there was definitely a lot of chemistry.
Okay, Did you try to beat anybody up?
What?
Because it also seems like something you guys like.
Well, if you're asking me if we walked the streets and just beat random people up, no.
Okay, yeah, I just figured it's something you might be into. If you're just tuning in for today's second date update, Joanna is on the phone, and she wants us to call a guy named Brandon. They met at a co-ed volleyball league when there was an argument that broke out between her team and his team. His team was mad at her because she was saying that a ball was out when they thought it was in. And then one of Brandon's teammates, the dude we're about to call, got upset and called her a name. And then Brandon punched that guy in the face and stood up for her honor. And then they went and got coffee. She thought everything went great, but now she's not getting a call back.
I think this one is such a hard one to judge because a coffee date, you can't tell a whole lot if someone's really into you because you guys are sober and it's during the day. Like a kiss at the end of it would be insane to me.
I totally agree. I think it would have been a bit inappropriate just to have coffee and then make out or something in a car.
Oh,
right.
Weird. I don't know what kind of coffee dates you guys go on, but
Yeah. Apparently yours are a lot better.
yeah, mine are pretty exciting.
Wow.
All right, I'm going to give him a call right now and see if we can find out why he's not getting back to you, okay?
Great. Thank you.
Okay, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, is this Brandon?
Yep, it is.
Hey, Brandon, how are you? This is Jubal from Brook and Jubal in the Morning.
Hi.
Hi. How's it going today, Brandon?
It's fine. Can I... what's this about?
Well, I'm calling you today because we got an email about you from somebody who listens to our show.
Okay. Why?
Well,
Good question.
because we hear you're pretty good with a left cross.
What's going on here? I don't know what you're talking about.
Or was it an uppercut, not a left cross? I don't know. I don't know what kind of punch you
details are
threw,
not
but
important.
I do know that you threw a pretty good punch.
I'm just really confused right now. Can you just tell me why you're calling me in the first place?
Oh, sure. Why didn't you ask before? I'm calling because we do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. That's where if you go out on a date with somebody and they like you a lot, but you don't call them back, they email us to get you on the phone and ask what happened. So you recently went to get coffee with a girl named Joanna.
Oh.
And that's why I asked about the punching, because she told us the story of how she met you and you punched one of your teammates on the volleyball team because he called her a name, and then you went to go get coffee.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The punching thing makes sense. So what? She emailed you about that?
Yeah, because she says that she thought you guys had a lot of chemistry when you were having coffee, but now you won't plan another date with her.
Oh my God, that's too heavy size, Brandon.
So can you tell us why you don't want to go out with her again?
Well, I don't know. I feel I'm better off single, and that's pretty much it.
Did she come off as like too, what was her words? She thought maybe she looked high maintenance when she sent her coffee back a couple times?
Yeah. Well, I don't want to hurt her feelings. You know, I wish her the best and all that, but she was just pretty forward on the date, and then that's putting it nicely.
She was forward, as in like the things that she said to you, or
She's blunt.
or she walked forward and you like people who walk backward?
I highly doubt it's that one.
That's a thing, I think.
No,
It's not a thing.
no, she was just really intense with the things she was saying. Like in the first 5 minutes, she kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
What'd she say?
Really?
Would she get into politics or religion or something?
No, it wasn't stuff like that. It was just like stuff about me. Like she just kept saying weird things to me.
Can you give us an example?
Yeah, well, just stuff about how I looked. You know, she just was like commenting on my clothes. She didn't like my hair. She just was like, "Oh, I can tell why you're single." Yeah, I can tell you're single.
What?
You know, maybe if you got a nicer haircut.
Oh,
What? She was insulting your haircut?
Jeez, man.
Oh, my haircut, my pants, my shoes, like like always like that. Like, oh, I can tell you're single. You need a good woman. You need a good woman to tell you how to look good.
Oh,
You need a lady to
dude.
teach you how to dress.
That's so weird.
I don't know. It just really rubbed me the wrong way. And it was like, you're a slob, but, you know, you're a cute slob. I find you're cute, but you're a slob.
It's just strange because when we talked to her, all she talked about was how attracted she was to you.
That's not how I remember it. Like, maybe she just sees me as some kind of, I don't know, a project.
Oh, like a Barbie doll. Like she can dress you up, do your hair any way she wants.
Well, like a Ken doll, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Oh, that would make me mad.
Yeah, she was critiquing me the whole time on everything.
Okay.
Oh, man.
All right, well, that makes sense. I wonder if she's got any more critiques, though, because she is on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
Hi, Brandon.
Oh my God. Really?
Yeah, that's Joanna right there.
Oh my God.
Dude, Joanna, you're coming in hot. Don't you want to apologize?
No, I don't want to apologize. Everything I said was true. I mean, his shoes, were ridiculous. They didn't go with his outfit, and they were really dirty. Like, he needed to throw them in the washer or just clean them. But I was still very attracted to him. He just needed, like, a little touch-up or help or something, you know?
What were you attracted to? You didn't say one single nice thing about me.
That is a valid question.
Well, I think that your facial structure has promise.
Oh, nice.
What does that... What?
I thought you were really cute, just like a little lost boy that needed maybe a little help, and then you'd be super hot.
Wow. Yeah, thanks. That's really sweet of you.
You're welcome.
Oh my God, he's being sarcastic.
Yeah.
You're being awful. Why would you, don't go out with somebody if you want to change everything about them.
I'm not going after him. I mean, what I say is true. I mean, I don't want to beat around the bush. I'm honest.
No, it's true to you. There's a difference, right? So you think he needs those things. He obviously doesn't.
No, honestly, if you guys were there, you would see that he is cute, but maybe on the verge of something better. Like, he clearly hasn't had a woman in his life for a long time.
And if he just had a woman in his life, he could be better.
Brandon, are you hearing this?
Yeah, no, I did hear it, and I heard it for like 45 minutes at a coffee shop, and and I really appreciate you guys calling me to make me relive this thing.
No problem. Our pleasure.
I don't see what the problem is. I think that you guys should be thanking me for this because people are not honest anymore. Everyone's like passive aggressive, and personally, I think that he should thank me for, being honest and forthright with him.
Dude, he wasn't even asking you for help. There's a difference between honesty and just being a plain asshole.
Yeah.
I am not an asshole. You know what? I think the assholes in life are the people who don't say anything, the passive-aggressive people who stay in the corner and won't tell anyone the truth.
Listen, I could have told you the same thing, right? I could have been like, because I know why you're single. It's very clear to me why you're single. It's very clear to everyone else, but I don't go out and say it, okay?
And why do you think I'm single? Because you're not brave enough to say it.
Ooh.
Well, I think it was a rhetorical question, right?
You're scared. You're a coward. Just say it. Why am I single?
Uh-oh.
You'd like me to tell you, well, you know what? I'm not going to give you that satisfaction. How about that?
Oh, please. You're just another one of those sheeple. I mean, really.
You'd make a great dominatrix. I think that's...
He does bring up a very good point.
If that's what you're looking for, Brandon, would you like to go on a second date with Joanna? We will pay for it, and she can punish you.
Oh, my God. No.
Brandon, listen, you can't handle an intense, forward, confident woman. And you know what? I understand why you were single, because you don't have the to listen to someone who's telling you the truth. You know what? You should stay single, and you don't deserve someone like me.
Whoa! Yeah, I don't think he deserves someone like you. I think that that's absolutely true. He's a good person.
Shut up, bitch.
All right.
I kind of like that for some reason.
Well, sorry, Joanna. You didn't get a second date with Brandon, but it sounds like at this point you don't want one.
No, I don't want to go on another date. And obviously, coming on with you guys was a huge mistake.
I agree. For a lot of people, that's the case. And I got to tell you, Joanna, something about you is really turning me on right now. I don't know what it is.
You are so twisted, dude.
Oh, no, please. I've seen your picture. No, you couldn't handle me anyway.
That's true, and that's why I think I love you.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Are you single and feeling out of the loop? Put away that mouse and get out of the house. Join In the Loop, Seattle's brand new activities club just for singles. Go to intheloopsingles.com today.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Here's a question for everybody in the room. Is it creepy to go take pictures of girls and then ask them out on a date?
Yes. How are you even asking that? Not maybe. There's no maybe involved in that.
I think that's a great way to do it. And that's how John, who's on the phone for a second date update today, got his date, just taking some pictures and then asked a girl out. And she said yes. John, I think you and I need to hang out occasionally.
No.
Seems like our dating styles are similar.
Well, hold on. You're making me sound as creepy as you are, and that's not how this is at all.
What are you talking about? Your email said that you were taking some pictures and then you asked a girl out on a date.
Right, but you're doing it probably in a trench coat sitting in the corner on your phone. I'm a professional wedding photographer.
That
Whatever.
makes sense.
Tomato. It's your job.
So
Who cares?
It's a little bit different.
You were still taking pictures of her and asked her out.
Yeah. I hope it wasn't the bride.
No. It was one of the bridesmaids.
Okay.
That's actually, I mean, thinking about it, so you're a wedding photographer and the girl that you want to call today, that's where you met her, was at one of the weddings that you were shooting?
Exactly.
Okay. That's actually a good job because you're there, you're taking pictures, a lot of single girls, a lot of sad girls because they're not getting married. Perfect opportunity to pounce.
I have
John.
dated a lot of photographers, and there is something sexy about a man with a camera in his hand.
Well, first of all, thank you, but I have never done this before. It's never happened. I try and be professional when I do it, but this one was just kind of different.
Okay. What was different about her?
She was just so cool. Her name was Casey, and like I said, I always try and be professional, but while the family was trying to figure out what picture they wanted next, and they were trying to get one of the grandparents and getting everybody together, she and I were just kind of chatting, and I wasn't hitting on her. We were just kind of talking about things, and she was just really, really fun.
So when did you ask her out? At the end of the wedding or?
Yeah, it was at the very end. But the thing is, I was packing up my equipment and everything was kind of shutting down, and she came over to say goodbye. And since she approached me, I kind of took a deep breath and I said, I don't know if this is okay or appropriate, but I would really love to grab dinner with you. And
That's awesome.
she said definitely, and we exchanged phone numbers, and it seemed great.
Okay.
It turns out that it's actually just a big ploy for the bride to get a discount on her photos. How did dinner go?
Well, that's the issue. So we talked about it that night and kind of said, how about next Saturday? And she said, sure. And I said, I'll text you a time and a place.
So you actually made plans to meet up at the wedding?
Yeah. I mean, we picked the day. We just didn't pick the place because I didn't know where I was going to be coming from. I had some stuff to do during the day, but I texted her on Friday and said, hey, this restaurant at this time, I can't wait to see you. And the thing is, she didn't text back, but I thought maybe she was busy or doing something. So I actually went to the restaurant the next day, and she never showed up.
Okay.
sucks.
So she stood you up.
That's weird.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Were you guys texting beforehand at all, or you just were waiting?
No,
and
because I was just trying to be casual about it, and I didn't want to start all this stuff like a high school girl and be like, hey, what are you thinking about?
Yeah.
I thought I'd wait till Saturday night and go from there.
Okay, and when she didn't show up to the restaurant, did you try to get a hold of her then? Like, hey, I thought we made plans?
Well, no, because I didn't want her to ask me if I actually showed up.
Oh, so you didn't want her to know
I
that you
see.
showed up and waited for her like a little puppy dog.
Exactly.
Have you tried to contact her at all since then?
No.
Nothing.
No, because like I said, if I I don't know how to lead in with anything other than, hey, what happened on Saturday?
Are you sure you had a date with her?
Yeah, I'm positive. I am positive. We exchanged numbers, and we definitely had plans. She said she would meet me there.
I mean, by the end of the wedding, I've been a bridesmaid many times. I wouldn't have ever called myself sober at the end of the night. Was she just maybe too wasted and she didn't remember?
I don't think so, because I even thought about that, but she seemed fine. There were some other people there that didn't seem fine, but I think she was okay.
For her to approach you at the end of the wedding and then start
Yeah.
up a conversation sounds like she actually liked you.
Yeah,
It's
that's
weird that
great.
she's just blowing you off and hasn't said anything to you at all.
Exactly. That's what I don't understand.
Okay.
So is it going to be strange when we call her? Or are you going to want to admit that you waited at the restaurant?
Is it going to be strange? Absolutely. But I listen to you guys all the time, and I'm like, you know what? If it's going to be weird, I'm at least going to let my friends help me out.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's going to be weird, you might as well do it here. It can't be weirder than some of the stuff that we've heard.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to play a song.
But if I can request, I think Brooke should do most of the talking because it'll be a lot more smooth that way.
Girl to girl.
No offense. No offense. I'm just saying.
All right, well, we're going to play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
Thanks so much, guys.
All right, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just joining us for the second date update, John is on the phone. He's a wedding photographer. Was taking some pictures at a wedding, ended up striking up a conversation with a beautiful young bridesmaid named Casey. They agreed to go out the next week, and then the night before he was like, hey, we still meeting up at the restaurant? Didn't hear anything back. So he actually decided to show up to the restaurant that they agreed to go to, and she never showed. Hasn't heard anything from her since. Hey, John. Hey, while I got you on the phone, real quick, I want to book you for a gig, since I know you do this kind of stuff. I'm going to be doing a shoot in my bedroom at around 3 o'clock this afternoon. I want to see if you might come take pictures of that. You probably do that kind of work all the time, right?
Not for people like you. Even photographers have to have standards.
It'll be great. It'll be just me and you, and then I'll pay you by the minute because I'm not sure how long it's going to take me. All right, man. We're about to call Casey. You ready? Any last thoughts before we dial her phone number?
No. I'm just nervous.
I mean, this is the first time you've ever hit on somebody at a wedding.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I'll dial the phone number right now.
Hello,
Hi, is Casey there?
this is Casey.
Hey, Casey, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
From the radio?
Yes, sir. From the radio. How you doing?
No, it's not.
Yes.
That would be
Yeah, it
awesome
is.
if it wasn't.
Listen to all these. Look, that's Brooke. That's Jose laughing over there.
Casey, it really
And this is me.
Oh, this is weird. Okay, hi.
You're the one that made it weird by not believing it was me. Any idea why I'm calling you?
Not a clue.
You recently scheduled a date with a guy named John, who you met at your friend's wedding. He was taking pictures of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, John emailed us and told us all about meeting you. Said you guys had a date scheduled for a Saturday at a restaurant, and you never showed up.
Oh my God.
Is there any particular reason why you blew him off?
It just wasn't what I thought.
Well, how do you know the date wasn't what you thought if you didn't go?
Not the date so much as the situation wasn't what I thought.
Do you mean like he wasn't even paid to be a photographer at your friend's wedding? He was just some creep who showed up taking pictures?
No, like he was a photographer, yes.
Oh, damn. I had made that up in my head. It was going to be so much better.
No, he was the photographer at my friend's wedding, yes.
Okay.
Did you not understand that he was like hitting on you and it was going to be a date?
No, he did ask me out, and I did say yes.
Okay, so you wanted to go out with him.
I did at the time, yes.
What happened between you guys agreeing to go out and then the actual day for your guys' date?
So after he asked me out, I was telling a few of my friends at the wedding that the photographer had asked me out.
Yeah.
And that I had said that I would go. And one of the bridesmaids said, "Are you serious?" Because he asked me out too.
Shut up.
What?
So he asked one of the other bridesmaids out as well?
Yeah.
So did you get the vibe that he was just, that's what he does, takes pictures and asks girls out?
Well, that's what I was wondering at that point. And I mean, like, if he's, a photographer at weddings all the time, is this just what he does?
Did your friend go out with him?
I actually don't know what happened with him. As soon as she told me that he had asked her out, I got a weird vibe, and I was done.
So,
Oh, man.
so he's just running around the wedding asking every girl he possibly can out on a date.
I mean, that's what it seems like, yeah.
We talked to him about meeting you, and he said that he never hits on girls at weddings. He made it a point to say that.
Yeah.
Well, he's obviously a liar.
And you sure this girl's telling you the truth?
I don't think that she would have any reason to lie. Yeah, I think she was telling the truth. So I didn't want to go out with him after that because it's just that's creepy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd understand that. That turned me off, too.
Yeah.
So you didn't show up for your date because you feel like John was a creep.
Yeah.
Perfect. This is when I should tell you that John, the creepy photographer guy, is actually on the other line listening to this conversation.
Are you serious?
Yes, I am.
But hold on. I wanted to try and jump in when I heard you say I was talking to another bridesmaid. Like, I don't know if my phone wasn't on or whatever, but like, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't ask anybody else out.
Why would someone make that up then? Why would someone tell me that?
I have no idea. I didn't even talk to that many people. Like, and you said another one of the bridesmaids?
Yeah, Allison.
Is she the one that says she's a waitress?
Yes.
Okay, listen. She said where she worked, and I said, I've heard of that place. That's all I said. I don't know if she thinks that means a date. I was just making small talk because I'm at a wedding for 3 hours.
Are you lying or are you being serious right now, John?
No, I promise you. It was just conversation, we're just standing there.
Yeah, but why would she say specifically that you asked her out? Like, I know her. Like, she doesn't, misunderstand things like that.
Okay, the only thing I can think of is this. I said, if I go there, I can have a drink. But I did not say, we will have a drink. Like, we implies that we will be together.
Hey, Casey.
Sometimes it's sad and I drink by myself.
Casey, let me ask you this. Your friend, there are girls like this, there are guys like this too, that whenever somebody of the opposite sex talks to them and asks them anything about what they do, they're like, oh my God, he's hitting on me. Is she one of those type of girls, or is John a pervert?
She's not.
That's so weird. So, John, do you have her phone number? Like, could you call the Allison girl right now?
No, I don't know her last name. Honestly, I didn't even remember who she was until you said her name.
Do you believe him, Casey?
I don't know.
But did you have a good time when we were talking?
Did I have a good time when we were talking?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. It was a nice conversation, of course. I wouldn't have said yes to the date if I didn't have a good time when we were talking.
Did all the other girls that you were talking to have a good time too, John?
Exactly.
Right?
Didn't I say Brooke was supposed to do all the...
Casey, would you like to go on a second date with John? We will pay for it.
I think I want to check in with Allison and talk to her about this before I say yes.
I don't think that's a bad idea.
John, are you okay with that? If Casey checks in with her friend to make sure that you're not being a pervert?
I'm not okay with you calling me a perv again and again. But yeah, I think I'm okay with her talking to Allison. I just hope Allison is honest with her and remembers the truth.
So you're already setting it up to call Allison a liar.
Yeah.
You realize that, John?
No, like I said, I mean, people at wedding receptions drink, and I think she might have saw something that wasn't there. But like I said,
now it sounds like you're backpedaling. It sounds like you're backpedaling so hard. Like if she tells the truth,
no,
she's not drunk.
I don't have her phone number. Like I didn't try and establish more communication. That's where I'm at.
Okay.
Good point.
Okay, that's a no for me. John, It sounds like you're trying to cover up a lie, or you're trying to cover your ass. I mean, it's a no.
Oh my gosh, John, you just talked yourself out of a date.
Yeah.
What happened, buddy?
Casey, I'm telling you, if we sat and talked, we would have a good time. And I felt something when we were talking before, and I promise you, I would love to get to know you better and not anyone else.
No.
But I really don't think you need to talk to Allison about it.
Yeah, of course not. Because you asked Allison out.
Oh my gosh, own it, John.
No, it's not that. I'm telling you, I think she saw what she wanted to see, and it wasn't there.
Yeah, sure, John.
Wasn't there because she said no when you asked her out.
She didn't say no.
So she said yes, John?
No, she didn't say anything. There was no question.
Yeah.
There was no question involved.
Oh, poor John.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.